Are kids today more patient than they were in the 1960s? Most people would probably guess not. But they'd be wrong, at least according to the Marshmallow test. Researchers redid the famous psychology study from the 60s and 80s and found some kids today wait much longer for an extra treat than their predecessors. The Marshmallow test is simple. A researcher places a marshmallow in front of a child and tells her that if she doesn't eat the sugary treat, she can get another one in 10 minutes. The researcher then leaves the child alone with the sweet. Developed in 1965, the idea was to test kids' willingness to delay gratification. After studying these kids later in life, the prevailing theory was that kids with more willpower would reap benefits later, like higher test scores and better career achievement. Researchers repeated the tests in the 1980s and again in the 2000s, and the kids in the 2000s waited an average of 2 minutes longer for an extra treat than the 60s kids did. In fact, the willingness to wait increased about 1 minute with each generation. Why? The researchers have a few theories. Devices and apps may have their downsides for kids, but they could also help them understand abstract thought and attention control skills, which may help with delayed gratification. But there's a big caveat to all three cohorts of the Marshmallow study. Like many social science studies of its time, the original test in the 60s included subjects who were largely white, middle-class preschoolers. They were all plucked from a school on Stanford's campus. So the 80s and 2000s tests followed this design as well, to be able to compare. A group of NYU and UC Irving researchers decided to replicate the study with 10 times more kids who were more representative of the general population in terms of race, ethnicity, and a parent's education. And the results cast the whole concept into doubt. Published in May 2018, the study found little evidence that delayed gratification led to better outcomes as adults. Instead, the ability to wait was more dependent on socioeconomic background, which is the real indicator of long-term success. The study also sheds light on possible explanations for why poor kids with less food security might be less motivated to wait for that second marshmallow. So perhaps we can't read so much into waiting for an extra marshmallow as a predictor of adult success.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.